So we are talking about the electromagnetic spectrum. So the first one is radio wave. So first part of that is the radio wave. Its frequency is like from 10 to the power 4 to 10 to the power 8 hertz. Its wavelength is always greater than 0.1 meter and it has the highest wavelength. If you are talking about the source of radio wave, so its source is rapid acceleration or deceleration of electrons. And if you are talking about the uses, so its uses, it can be used in the radio and television communication, radio astronomy, and there are many more uses of radio wave. So now the second part of the electromagnetic spectrum is microwave. So the frequency range of microwave is from 10 to the power 9 to 10 to the power 12 hertz. If you are talking about the wavelength range, so it is 0.1 meter to 1 millimeter. If you are talking about the sources, so the sources is klystron wall or magnetron wall. Or if you are talking about the uses of this microwave, so basically in microwave ovens, everybody knows, okay. And radar communication, one of the very important application, radar communication, and also it is used in the long distance communication, like in satellites. So it can be used in a long distance communication. Okay, what is this? This is the next one, that is infrared. It is also known as heat wave or thermal radiation because it produces heat. Okay, and if you are talking about the frequency, the frequency ranges from 10 to the power 11 to 10 to the power 14 hertz. If you are talking about wavelength, so it is from 1 millimeter to 700 nanometer. The source of infrared is vibration of atoms and molecules. If you are talking about the uses, so the uses are a remote control in greenhouse or in haze photography. Okay, or there are many other uses also in the treatment of muscular complaints. Okay, in reading the secret writing and the assigned walls. Okay, and also it is used to study about the molecular structure of it. So if you are talking about this, that this is another part of electromagnetic spectrum. Visible light, its frequency is around 10 to the power 14 hertz. Whenever we are talking about the wavelength, the wavelength is around 700 nanometer to 400 nanometer. If you are talking about the source, so we know that whenever the electron is jumped from higher to lower energy levels, so it will emit light. Okay, and if you are talking about the uses, so we know that provided it provide with the help of visible light only we are able to see the distant object. Lots of every information about the world is because of this visible light. And another is it is used in photosynthesis. It is used in a different chemical reactions. This is the next part of electromagnetic spectrum, that is ultraviolet rays. Its frequency is like between 10 to the power 16 to 10 to the power 17 hertz. If we are talking about the wavelength, so its wavelength is like between 400 nanometer to 1 nanometer. If you are talking about the source, so its source is whenever the inner cell electrons in atom moving from one energy level, means moving from higher energy level to lower energy level, so they will produce ultraviolet rays. Okay. If you are talking about the uses, so it has very lots of uses, like food preservation. It is used in water purifying system. It is also used to find out the invisible writing. Okay, invisible writing, and that documents fingerprint by it can be used, and is also used in the study of molecular structure. Okay, so this is the ultraviolet rays. So this is the another part of EM wave, that is X-ray. So its frequencies lie between 10 to the power 16 to 10 to the power 19 hertz. Its wavelength is lie between 1 nanometer to 10 to the power minus 3 nanometer. Source, it can be the source of this X-ray. X-ray tubes are there, or inner cell electrons also the source. And uses, it can be used in a medical diagnosis, like कभी-कभी हमारे जो हड्डियां होती है वो टूट जाती हैं, ठीक है, तो हम एक्सरे कराते हैं ताकि हमें पता चले कि कहाँ पे टूटी है, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये मांस जो हमारी बॉडी में जो वो मांस होता है उससे तो पास हो जाती है, बट बोन से पास नहीं हो पाती है. The other one is radiotherapy में it can be used. It can be used in the crystal study, and another इंजीनियरिंग फॉल्ट्स में बहुत बड़ी बड़ी दीवारें बिल्डिंग वगैरह बनती है, तो उसमें छोटे छोटे दरारें आ जाती है, तो उनको डिटेक्ट करने में भी एक्सरे का क्या होता है यूज. ठीक है. सो नेक्स्ट पार्ट एंड द फाइनल वन इज गामा रेज. तो गामा रेज वेरी डेंजरस, रेडिएशन करते हैं बहुत ज्यादा. Its frequency is very high, around 10 to the power 18 to 10 to the power 22 hertz. But whenever we are talking about the wavelength, so it has the least wavelength. It is less than 10 to the power minus 3 nanometer. If we are talking about the sources, so sources is radioactive decay, okay, nuclear reactions. And whenever we are talking about the uses, so radiotherapy, chemotherapy, आपने सुना होगा, तो it can be used in the chemotherapy. It can be used to initiate the nuclear reaction, okay, and it can also be used in the study of atomic nucleus or atomic nuclei, you can say, and it also used to in the manufacture of polythene, polythene from ethylene. Okay, so these all are the very important parts of the electromagnetic waves. And what is the most important thing is that wavelength range you have to know about it. Okay, that source of each of the type of the wave, you need to know what is the source, and at least you have to know the uses also, 3-4 uses of each of the part of electromagnetic waves. Note कर लो इसको.